Springer handles it well.
He's got some pace, Springer. He's quickly down the wicket, even before Bishop had a chance to get out of the blocks.
195 for 5 by the 45th over. If they can get past 200, give them that window of 5 overs in which they can go hard.
We were talking about 300, went down to 250, and now we're looking at 220.
Good to see some good bowling from the Bangladesh team. Excellent fielding as well. Well, Bishop looking to scoop that one, getting way inside the line. Delivery that was too short to play the shot.
Yeah, it doesn't come off for him. Bishop. So the fact that the West Indians are being forced to try some of these innovations really speaks to the good work done by Bangladesh in terms of their bowling, in terms of their fielders backing up that bowling.
Raja just want to close off this over well. 3 for 50 in his 9.5 overs thus far. Short pulled into the air. Bishop completes his spell with a wicket, and that's the 6th nail in the coffin for the West Indies. Here's a look at that wicket again.
Yeah, well deserved, but able to execute that shot the way they would. Ideally, you would want to see that sailing over the boundary. They just can't get it past the fielders on the boundary. And full 4th wicket, and very well deserved.
Yeah, very well deserved indeed. The man taking the catch, Soumya Saka.
Visham, and says, well, point to prove to Visham Lalman. Let me go there and impress him.
Well, it's not going to be him from the media center. It's going to be Mrityunjoy Chowdhury and Brian Charles.
With the way it's going so far, the West Indies, not so much. 6 wickets down. They've been unable so far to capitalize on the solid foundation they would have created, certainly into the 35th, 40th overs. Just have not been able to pick up the scoring at all.
Able to push on from the good starts that they have gotten. But Brian Charles had a good little knock in that last game along with Anderson Phillip. This one takes the outside edge. Mrityunjoy Chowdhury. Charles off the mark. Brian Charles finished with 32 of 38 in the last game, not out.
Well, they'll certainly do with that 32 in this.
Runs. Let's see if we can get some here. Played away nicely, backward of point. It won't.
For a moment, may have thought that his colleague had stopped that delivery, is that Raja. Instead it went through and had to run around. So easy 2 runs. Well handled in the Springer. One got up on him.
5 fielders on the boundary. Oh, what a time to be leaving alone that one.
It's good delivery.
Interested to see whether or not Saka comes back from the Kaimaji and or it's going to be Mukidul Islam Mugdu. Springer.
So the Bangladesh game plan outside the off stump set restrict the scoring, and it's worked for them. And they're sticking with it through to the end.
Feel that backward point. 199 for 6. Approaching the end of the 45th over. It's the final game of the series. Both teams looking to get a victory here to win the series. 1-1 at the moment. 9 for 6. Two fairly new batsmen at the crease. Spring on for Charles and 1.
Well, it's very much the only thing left to play for Visham. Again, the two unofficial tests ended up being 2 draws, affected by the weather as it was. So what's left to play for really are honours in this ODI series. Both teams will want to end on a high. Both captains will want to show their mettle. The Silver versus Mithun. The West Indies now, unless they have a really fantastic last 5 overs, it's going to be up to their bowlers.
Springer that one and takes the outside edge, and he gets 2.
I know it's so much fun. Your creativity always astounds me, Visham, when you come up with these little catchphrases.
Well, that wasn't intentional.
Well, let's hope some swinging from Springs is intentional. Shamar Springer. Good delivery.
200 comes up in the process.
And we've seen, and again it goes to the thoughtfulness of bowling. Every time we've seen the Bangladesh
smashing this.
Springer, the swinger, according to what his coaches and teammates would want at this stage of the game. Maybe it's going to force a change in the inside-out shot, because the gap has been there. They've been forcing the batsmen to play the ball behind point, and they've covered that area. But once he can get it much more forward of that position, there are runs to be had.
See how Mugdo will respond, and he responds with a short one. And wide signal by umpire Tuckett and Taylor.
Yeah, with the very tight rules these days, that one was down the leg side, even though he was under it, way wide of the leg stump. So absolutely wide. Springer begging for the wide, but giving him something to think about, Mugdo. It's a good contest out there.
Springer is certainly going to take him on again. And he does.
All innings.
Flat batted shot. Pat past Mugdo. Luckily he was out of the way.
Swatted it back. Springer, the one batsman we've seen so far.
Fielder at third man coming inside the circle, that's Chowdhury. And the mid-off fielder sent back to long off.
Yeah. Full. Didn't give Springer the opportunity to swing those arms. Cramped him up. Good delivery.
Already 13 runs in this over.
Springer, I'm sure, will be looking maybe to capitalize on the fact that they've brought in the fielder off that third man boundary.
Whipped away. 1-3 for the loss of 6.
Yeah, good discipline being shown by the bowler there. He knew that bringing the fielder in, he couldn't afford to be too wide of the off stump. And he very much seems like the man the West Indies are going to depend on to get them some extra runs in these last couple of overs.
For sure. The top scorer today, Teddy Bishop with 60. Chandapur had 43. De Silva 23. And Justin Graves 36.
It's a left arm medium pace of Chowdhury.
Chowdhury looking to angle the ball away.
That one surprised me a bit. I thought he would have continued to go after the bowling at this stage, but still Charles.
Of course, they knew that the batsman would be hitting with the wind, so they've set that trap. Bring of fielders.
Yeah, and hitting with the wind, but with that ball going across Charles, forcing him to pick up 2 runs.
So 216 for 6. 3 overs to go after this. They couldn't get up to that 250 run mark. Charles smashing this one, and that's the 7th wicket down for the West Indies.
So again, the West Indies batsman just being unable to beat those would have helped him be able to get under that delivery. And the Bangladesh fielders have been good all day. They've taken all their catches. They've really supported the fielders who were cheering on their mate on the boundary who would have taken that catch.
Here the batsmen to come. Lewis, Sherman Lewis, Marquino Mindley and Anderson Phillip. I think Anderson Phillip is the man who'd be coming out there.
Springer was the man who was better set to take on the ball, and he gave a chance to Teddy Bishop, but just couldn't get it, couldn't execute the shot he wanted to.
Yeah, again, as you said earlier, forcing the batsman to hit into the wind, and the ball clearly rolling up in the wind, and Saka completed a simple catch to see the back of Brian Charles for 3. Batsmen crossed, so Springer would be on strike for the next delivery. Phillip would be at an on-striker's end. Chaudhary looking to get a couple more wickets here, looking to finish this innings off for the Bangladeshis. Men. Springer goes on to 20. The score moves on to 218 for 7. Number of these lower batsmen from the West. Number of these lower batsmen from the West Indies have worked on their batting. Guys like Alzari Joseph. This time Springer can't do much with that. Alzari Joseph, of course, having 49 last night for the West.
As you said, Visham, with a bit of luck, the West Indies can still push on close to that 240, 250 mark. A lot of it down to Springer.
He moves on to 21. The score at the end of the 47th over, 219 for the loss of 7.
18 legal deliveries left. A lot can happen in 18 legal deliveries.
We've seen single batsmen score half centuries in 18 deliveries.
That's right. Are we going to see that today, you think, Visham? Is Shamar Springer going to pull one out of the hat?
Well, we'll have to wait and see if he can be a finisher here for the West Indies.
You don't sound too enthusiastic.
I am. And,
where's the optimism?
But, I mean, you know, Springer hasn't had the best of series thus far.
So he's owing.
Yes, he's
Maybe
owing.
It's his time now.
But he's done well so far in this game. 21 of 14. Right up into the black hole.
To the ball. Getting that one right up. Bringing Phillip on to strike, the new batsman. He can strike it, but he's only just walked to the wicket.
He likes to take on the bowling, Anderson Phillip. Too wide there from Mugdo, and rightfully so, umpire Taylor signals.
One more run, extra delivery. Mugdo, the intent, good intent. Just couldn't get that delivery.
short, and Philip ducking for cover.
Mind saying, well, I have some of that for you guys later on.
Yeah, the West Indies has a good bowling lineup. A good finish to this game, I'm sure, this afternoon. But for now, the West Indies looking to up the ante in the back end of the innings.
Really good bowling by Mugdal. So Springer appealing to the square leg, but nothing to be given. That was just a really good ball.
Yeah, good delivery.
Well, this is good cricket. This is really good cricket. I'm really impressed. Mugdo, and you can see him having a huff and a puff as he walks back to his mark because he's really putting an effort in, and it must be commended. He's really taking away shots from Anderson Phillip. Of course, not a top order batsman. Good bowling.
Well, he's huffing and in an attempt to blow the house down, he's picked up a wicket. That of Anderson Phillip.
Nice aggressive bowling. Still this one short again. Anderson Phillip with the extravagant shot, but wicket of the innings, and they've really thrown the West Indies onto the back foot. 200.
Sherman Lewis has come out to the middle, and he's going to be taking 2 overs remaining after this ball has been bowled. Mindley to follow. Markino Mindley getting an opportunity to play today.
Just want to say hello to all the Bangladesh fans all over the world in Bangladesh following this game. They'll be really happy with their team's performance so far.
He gets home in time.
Again, I'm a little bit concerned with the way they push. I think there's I've seen it throughout the innings so far, some hesitation in that first run. They really need to work that out in the system.
Yeah, normally you'd have to run that first one hard to give yourselves every opportunity of slowly jogging down to the other end. But gets back in time for the second. Chowdhury is going to bowl the penultimate over of the innings.
Bangladesh still.
Iraqi bull coming forward from long. And get.
I don't think there was much chance of him getting to that one. He had to get to that.
It's coming bowling to Lewis. Lewis doing the right thing, getting the single, turning the strike over to Springer, who's set.
Shamar Springer with the opportunity to be a hero.
Shamar Kamal. Looking to swing that one away into the onside. Chowdhury going across him, and he has to go.
It's gone as easy as Sunday morning on a Saturday afternoon for the Bangladesh. I set on bowling out the West Indies, and they're just 1 wicket away from that now. So with just a case of the West Indies just trying to play these last 9 deliveries out and seeing if they could just pick up a few more runs, maybe get to around 230 psychologically.
Yeah, definitely so. 25. That's 5 runs away, but again, it's only Markino
Mindley, a fighter. I like this kid, and I say kid, but he's 27, 28. Been around for a while, but I really like his attitude.
Yeah, he's 27 years of age, Markino Mindley. And in his first class career, he's had 445 runs. And they get through for 2.
Yeah, I was wondering whether they would risk the second run. They did. good running in the end, and every single run is valuable. Very exciting games, and it means every single run is valuable from here on in.
Every run counts. Good to see Lewis and Mindley showing the intent to pick those extra runs up. But onto that, we'll have a look at that again.
Yeah, I think the only thing he may have been able to get out from there would have been bat before wicket.
A good one. That's certainly bat there. So a good spell completed by Mrityunjoy Chaudhary, 2 for 43 in his 10 overs. He's done the job.
Certainly done a job. All the bowlers have performed really well.
Bowled economical, and he was able to apply some pressure, stranglehold on the West Indies team in the middle period. Mindley and Lewis looking to finish off this innings here for the West Indies A team. They may not have expected to be out there this time, but they are.
I think Chaudhary has really staked a claim for his position in the squad,
Yeah, definitely.
the senior squad. And Mogdor continuing to really come out and hit the deck hard.
Shimon Lewis coming down to have a word with Marquino Mindley.
Well, placement by Mindley.
Don't think they want to get
Rain, with the potential for rain and with the potential for Duckworth Lewis coming in, the last thing you want to do is get bowled out.
Well, rushing on to Lewis, looking for 2. This is exceptional running. An appeal though. Umpire Taylor has a close look.
Fielders.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a look here. And just makes it in, just crosses that line. But again, another direct hit, Visham.
Yeah, the third